everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States. And we're going to be taking a look at Exy's move number 2. This is Maya. So I've seen quite a few of the members individually, and so I'm excited to take a look at Maya by herself to see kind of what she's going to bring to the table in terms of choreography as in performance and presence. So let's go ahead and take a watch.
Sierra,
Catch me in the mall, you know I vibe out, G5 plane, yeah I fly out, on the back, look like Lex, sitting on 28, no you can't get her, if you ain't got plenty cake, ATL Georgia, booties look like this size, 23 waist, pretty face, big thighs.
I can do it, I can do it all. I can do it whenever or however you want. I can do it up and down, I can do it circles. To him I'm a gymnast, this is my circus. I market it so good, they can't wait to try me. I work it so good, ladies trying to buy me. They love the way I ride it, they love the way I ride it. They love the way I ride it, they love the way I ride it.
Really great stamina on this. Maintaining energy throughout the entire routine, not just in the beginning and dialing out. And there's a bit of a repetition within some of the grooves. Doing a good job.
I'ma pitch it down a little, baby. Hit it. I do it too right.
Okay. Alright, so I do know the choreographer was Jojo Gomez, and with her, sometimes she just gets, like, honestly, she goes filthy on some of these types of choreographies. So I'm actually very thankful that we're not seeing, like, a JoJo, like, situation for me personally in this context, because I know a lot of these members are under the age of 18. I don't know about Maya. I think somebody did tell me, but I just can't recall it, so I apologize for that. But if she's an adult, make that choice totally fine if she went for it like that. But if she's like 17, that's a no for me. You know, in the terms of not the choreography that we just saw, but in like the way that JoJo does this type of choreography, I would be very mindful of that. From the top, she goes Sierra. Really great presentation here as she goes, as she extends it out, brings it through. Very nice. That boom, doom, doom, doom. Very nice there. I do feel like it was a bit unclear what kind of technique she was trying to do. Yeah, so she kind of, so what I mean by that is she kind of hit a very particular type of range and then she shot up. So that would be my one note of whenever you do a 3-part tick like that, to make each part equal to each other. So that's why it didn't read as well and effective to the type of track or the type of sound she was trying to hit. But it was still very nice. Great choice. The walk forward, really nice. That boom, really nice energy there. Great eye contact. She slides down. Boom, boom. Great isolation with the hips and the chest sliding through. So it feels more like, it's like tasteful. It's still sensual, but it's tasteful. It's not like raw. You know what I mean? And I feel in certain styles, it's just a preference thing for me. Certain styles, I'm completely fine if I never see like a filthy raw version of it. Crump, yes. This style, no. But she's doing a very nice job on it. Very clean. It's very clean. She comes up, twiddling forward. She separates it here. Boom, boom. Really great moment she shared there. Right there. Boom, da, 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 da. It's interesting that we chose to kind of stay in place. I do know that whenever you're solo, sometimes it's just easier to kind of be where the camera is. But I think by traveling that in some way, maybe forward, backwards, side or side, that would have really added more depth or distance to that particular pony that we saw there. Because most of it was originating in the torso, which most of the time we see people not use the torso as much. So that's very impressive with Maya, is that I haven't really seen any instance of her not using her torso effectively for the choreography. So that's a great A+ for me. digging through and ding, 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 ding. I do think, however, she could have done, for this more staccato section, really allowing the chest to meet with that arm versus having the arm up and then having a moment with the arms, but going up with the chest, so the chest provides more heaviness and fullness to that move sequence. The however you want. Yeah, so it was good. Nice little moment. Yeah, so she goes up and down, and then just up and down. So it's, you know very clearly what the intention is, and she's committing to it, Like, that was a great, very clean moment, very easy to read. That right there, she slide up, and she comes back in. I do feel like that section, normally you would see whenever they do it twice, there's that extra body roll that really helps dig the pelvis into the sky. That's a very weird sentence that came out of my mouth. I'm so sorry. But anyway, that's the kind of choreography this is, so I have to describe it as such. Then she goes right down into that Magic Mike kind of dive. That was actually very clean. I'm impressed by that. Ding, ding, boom, boom. And then she goes down, up. She doesn't fully commit to some choices. Like, she doesn't fully come up, like drag her hands all the way up. She kind of starts at the thighs. So I feel like she could be a little bit conservative in this too, which I have no issue with personally. That right there, I feel like she cut off that second Ranajam going to the back. I think it was her left that she cut off. She's here. Yeah, the first one was fine. Well, really, you just saw the rotation. The second one, I just kind of feel like she popped the foot out. So that would just be my one note. That wasn't as clear as it could have been. That drop, and notice that she is staying pretty, like, in her, if you think that she's in a box, she's kind of staying in her box. She's not taking as many weight risks in projecting energy forward or to the side. So for that moment there, she kind of hit it, but she was very stable on both feet. So it's great on a stability side, but on the attack, it was a bit lacking in that attack on the type of, not really the type of track, but the movement itself. Yeah, well, now that I think about it with this move here, it wasn't like she was pushing her energy forward, so I do retract what I said. But I will say, though, I am seeing that in some of her other movements that we had already captured. But this part, like having this energy pop forward, that was a good choice. Yeah, right there, it does feel like we forgot a move or we had to catch up. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, this right here. Maybe it was that I was picking up on. With this sitting, she still has her weight, like, catering in the center versus on the back, so you can really see that hip go in its full, full range. Yeah, and then she's kind of keeping it here versus really, like, traveling it or making it deeper, I think, in the overall groove of what it is. Yeah, right here, ride it. That part's fine. Yeah, boom, 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 and then she comes up. Yeah, so she's very clear on what part of her body she's moving, which is great. It does feel like choreography, though. So for me, for this style, that is definitely something that people pick up on more with this style, is they can tell if, oh, it just looks like movement to you, or, oh, you feeling yourself. For me, I feel like she's feeling herself, but like, hey, this is choreography and I'm confident, not I'm feeling myself, And for me, because I don't know her age, and I know that there are some there are minors in this group at the time of release, I'm completely fine with it not looking like that. That's the teacher in me. That we have responsibility as educators to be very mindful of that. And there's a chance that, because JoJo has been doing a better job of whenever she has classes that do vibe in that way, that she doesn't allow people that are under a certain age. So I do appreciate that. Now this part here, that pony did feel a bit like, I think I mentioned, it's just there's a lot of movements that you normally would use that opportunity to travel. We're not traveling as much. The camera's doing most of the traveling, which is why it does feel a bit placed. So if she did travel it could feel a little bit more, like she's using her staging or her spacing a little bit more effectively. Now here, done, ding, ding, ding. I noticed that she didn't really use her full rotation of that swing. That part was fine. Yeah, right here she goes here to small to big. So it could be a choreography thing, or it should have been two swings. It just wasn't super clear going from the right hand, draping it down into that small, into that big. just a sequence situation right there. Boom, boom, boom. Like normally you see people whenever they do that move, they go da da da. But she's matching the type of track very well because the track's more R&B. It's not a like go-getter kind of routine. It's more like you know, more playful R&B. So it's so fun dipping it down. That was great way to come down. That was nice. Ding 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 ding. And the grooves, and when you repeat grooves, it does get tricky to keep them engaging too. So that's probably another thing factoring into this as well, is that when you think about it, okay, this groove looks really cool if we see it more than twice. I mean, in that case she didn't, but there was a couple grooves that she did on both sides a couple of times. Those types of things can really make the routine not feel so complex or captivating or dynamic. So it's all in what you do with your repetitive grooves. And she is doing a good job with the choreo, but she did that again there. So she comes up, then she places them on her knees above. She doesn't actually drag up the hands. So it's like little details like that what you would see from heels choreography, you would see from people doing this style where they want to have that sensual aesthetic. That would be those types of choices. But I already said what I said about why I'm totally okay with that for this case. Boom, ding, ding. I have a feeling that was supposed to go on the... Yeah, so it just feel like that was a little bit too fast. It goes ding, ding, like it needed to hit that little, the top of the syllable. Ding, ding, ding. And it kind of felt like it was hitting down on that. Bree. Okay, so that's fine. I think it's because she accented it up, where normally when people choose the accent up, it hits on that the actual tone, and then the fallout of it is more legato or it's more chilled. So it just, I think it's because she was hitting down on that but the accent was happening on the up. That's why it felt off. But it's not a bad thing. Yeah, you notice that? It felt like there was too much, not too much tension. It just there wasn't any dynamics up the hip, which is what made it tricky to figure out what layer she was going on. Yeah, I love that moment. So honestly, the choreo, it's clean. It looks nice on her. I like her presentation. And she, boom, and then she walks off. Yeah. So do I, excuse me. I mean, I think she did a great job. Once again, it's a completely different style represented for the entire group. And that's honestly what makes me the happiest, is that every single performer or every single member so far has held it down. I'm very thankful that she didn't hold it down in like a way that you would see people do this choreography to. I'm very appreciative that she kept it more conservative so we can actually see the choreography for what it is, not for like... I know it could have had very mixed reviews on it, you know, I feel like she really went for it. But also it goes back to, I don't know her age right now, but I know you guys will tell me as soon as I release this, so I'm very thankful for that. And I'll end up knowing that moving forward, which is great. But all in all though, like this was really fun, very enjoyable, and I'm looking forward to seeing the other members and what other styles we get to see, what makes up the group. This is awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I was helpful in some way. With a lot of styles, sometimes I'm very familiar with the style, or I'm familiar with how the style is normally represented in the media realm. Because I'm from America, a lot of my media is tailored to, or a lot of my feed and my algorithm on my social medias is tailored to a lot of styles like this sometimes. So I am pretty exposed to it. And so seeing some of these movements done in this way, for me, part of it was I was appreciative of the conservativeness, like I said, just from other factors, but also it was very clean, and I'm very appreciative that I got to appreciate the choreography, because sometimes there's so many other outstanding factors that take place, like how somebody goes for it, that mostly takes the forefront over the choreography itself. So it's nice to just be able to look at the choreography to the movement and seeing what areas could have been more successful, as well as not compromised her in a sensual way. Do you know what I mean? So this was great though. Thank you guys again for watching. I'm Jess, and if you want to see any more content, when it's dance content, K-pop content, I always have it released on Patreon first. If that's something that interests you, you can head over to that. I'll have it attached at the end of the video. And yeah, I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.